Kelly, on Tuesday, Deputy Jonathan Wallace's mother and Deputy Dante Manuel's wife will sit down with State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg. Their top priority, convince him to reopen the case that left their loved ones dead. These are the reports now at the center of a mother's hope.
Oh, man. Wow.
And many questions.
If it wasn't given to the initial, to the state attorney's office years ago, I guess the question would be why.
The drafts obtained by the Contact 5 investigators after a brief court battle with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office detail how the sheriff's own top traffic homicide investigator initially recommended criminal charges be filed against K-9 Corporal Greg Fernandez. He's the deputy found traveling 111 miles per hour the night he struck and killed colleagues Jonathan Wallace and Dante Manuel outside their patrol cars more than 6 years ago. But for reasons still unknown, those recommendations, which conclude with how Fernandez drove his vehicle in a, quote, willful and wanton reckless manner, never made it in the sheriff's final public report sent to the state attorney's office for review.
I would love to be a fly on the wall and know how, by what process in the sheriff's department did this just happen to get pulled out and deleted from the report.
Dr. George Kirkham is a criminology and police standards expert. He says a recommendation like this can carry a lot of weight when it comes to deciding whether to prosecute.
It's not just an opinion, but it's an opinion based on this investigator's analysis. He's being objective and analytic and simply saying the facts, just the facts, ma'am, the facts support these conclusions that there was a serious violation of state law.
And as a result, he says, now knowing that a recommendation was made but removed from the final report should be enough to reopen this case.
I would say absolutely this case needs to be reopened.
I think that probably in their due diligence, they may review this case.
News Channel 5 legal analyst Michelle Suskauer says while the ultimate decision always rests with the state attorney, new information like this might be reason enough to take a second look.
A page that has information regarding a recommendation and a recommendation to have charges filed against the deputy because of willful, wanton, and reckless behavior that was not included in a report that was presented to a prior state attorney's office, you would think that raises questions.
And a bit more hope for the families who 6 years later say they are still waiting for answers and justice.
They chose to blame the dead for what the living had done. And that's wrong. That's not justice. And we're fighting for justice.
There are some important points to note here. The deadline has passed for the families to file a civil lawsuit. They never did. We're told there is no statute of limitations, however, or time limit that would apply to the criminal side of this case. So the state attorney could decide to reopen or not reopen this case. They could send it to a grand jury to decide or have a special independent state attorney review this case. The state attorney is not commenting until after next Tuesday's meeting with the families. We are also still waiting to hear back from the sheriff's office. Katie LeGrone, WPTV News Channel 5.